Hey there, and thanks for watching. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to model lender reserves in my value add apartment acquisition model. Now, this is a new feature that was added in version 0.85 of the model. And it's really quite simple. So you'll head over to the underwriting tab. And if you're familiar with this model, you'll find that the debt components are found within the investment cash flow section. So we can either click the investment cash flow button or just scroll down to it. And you'll come down here and you'll first find what in the template model is row 47. It's lender reserves, which are found between total project costs without financing and total project costs. And the idea goes as follows. So anything found within the project cost is considered a use. And there are therefore sources that must be raised in order to cover all of those uses. And so I include lender reserves in the use, and they actually get added to your project budget, even though in practice, these lender reserves will be released to you at some point in the future, assuming that there's not a reason for the lender to capture those. So again, we come to this line 47. The first thing we're going to do is enter the amount of the reserves. Now in this case, I just simply took as a dummy value the sum of all of my insurance, property taxes, and capital reserves. And I reserved a full year of those three line items. And in this case, that got me $723,000. And I then choose when those lender reserves are deposited. And I just simply set that they're deposited in month 0. Now you have the option if you're going to reserve the amount over some period, which is unlikely. But if you were, you could then choose, say, straight line, and you could choose say that they happen over some string of months. They also match the schedule for these reserves matches your financing costs. So that would be a situation where over a period of time, you would be reserving per guidance from your lender, and you'd also be paying out your financing costs. But that's unlikely. It's a feature nonetheless. And then we are going to choose the month at which these reserves will be released back to you. So you deposit $723,000. You're going to need to either raise equity or debt to cover that amount. And then at some point in the future, and in this case, by default, it's the end of your analysis period. So if we're going to hold this for 60 months, by default, this will be set to release back to you some percentage of this amount. So in this case, 100% of the $723,000 will come back to me in month 60, which is the month when I intend to sell this. But you may have a situation where, let's say it's month 24, while we're selling in month 60, we'll actually have these funds released back to us in that period. And you actually see the release then, if we come down into the return section, you're going to see lender reserve release. And this is the line. If I come out to the far right, you'll see in month 24, there we have the reserves coming back to us. So there you have it, the lender reserve module. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Otherwise, thanks for your